Hey, Coop here. Today is World Suicide Prevention Day, and I'm going to explicitly ask something I've never done before. I want you to share this video as widely as possible. Suicide's complicated. It carries a stigma. It's a topic that often gets filtered on the socials, so it can be difficult to get the facts. So let me share a few. Worldwide, nearly three-quarters of a million people die by suicide each year, one every 45 seconds. In 2024, nearly 49,000 Americans died by suicide. Just this morning, the Centers for Disease Control released their provisional 2024 mortality data showing that suicide has now moved into 10th place. Heart disease and cancer combined took nearly 1.3 million American lives last year. While nobody explicitly asked to have the underlying causes that lead to a heart attack or to get cancer, I'd also venture that nobody asked to suffer from the underlying causes that often lead to suicide. Mental health conditions like depression, schizophrenia, and other personality and anxiety disorders, chronic pain, social isolation, bullying, trauma, stress, socioeconomic hardship. So, just like terminal heart disease or terminal cancer, it's almost always impossible to pinpoint a single cause that leads to those life ending illnesses, and we don't stigmatize those who suffer from them. But society has and continues to stigmatize those who die by suicide, ignoring the underlying causes which have led up to that point. Heck, depression increases suicide risk 20-fold, but given that depression itself also remains a highly stigmatized topic, you're way more likely to hear about the causes that led to someone's death from cancer than you are to hear about the causes that led to someone's death by suicide. That needs to change, and each and every one of you can help. Today, I'm wearing a World Suicide Prevention New Era 5950 purchased from Chicago's Grandstand and an Alliance of Hope for Suicide Loss Survivors t shirt because postvention is a vital part of the equation, just like prevention. Worldwide, suicide is the third leading cause of death among 15 to 29-year-olds, people whose lives are just beginning. As Project Semicolon explains, a semicolon is used when an author could have chosen to end their sentence, but instead chose not to. The author is you, the sentence is your life. The whole point here is your story isn't and doesn't have to be over. If you, a friend, a loved one, or even someone that you barely know is struggling, please reach out for help. And if you've been impacted by suicide, I encourage you to seek help since every person who dies by suicide leaves behind an average of seven greatly impacted survivors, nearly two-thirds of whom are more likely to attempt suicide themselves compared to those who've suffered sudden loss due to a natural cause. Further, adult loss survivors are nearly 10 times more likely to consider suicide themselves in the initial months following loss. The Alliance of Hope for Suicide Loss Survivors was founded by an adult loss survivor and is now the world's largest forum supporting suicide postvention because postvention is suicide prevention. Now share this, please, and be kind.